What is going on, everyone? The Phillies are 0-2 so far in this three-game series with the Dodgers. They played today, they played late this afternoon, so there's a little bit more pressure involved on this game because you need to at least win one of these. You can't get swept. I know LA is a great team, but so are the Phillies, and if we want to show anything in this early season series here, we got to win at least one game in LA. I know they only have about 7 losses at home all season long, but come on, let's go. Let's show that we're a good baseball club. I'm not asking them to go in there and sweep them. I'm not asking to go in there and demand the series win. But I do want a victory here in this 3-game set. And because of the heartbreak that we had last night with Hector Neris giving up a homer in the 9th for Will Smith to have a walk-off homer, there is more pressure involved in this late afternoon game today. So let's go into yesterday's game. In the first game of the series, Jake Arrieta, he let up 4 homers. He only went 5 innings. That was the game I thought we should have been able to take when you take a look at the matchups pitching-wise. That was the game, and it was one where the Phillies weren't really involved. We lost 6-3. There really wasn't any mojo there. The Dodgers pretty much had control of that baseball game and won it. But yesterday, as we're down 3-1, we give up some runs because Vin Velasquez tries to pick off move and score some runs. I despise the way we attacked that game pitching-wise as a whole, but realistically, when it's 3-3 after Bryce Harper hits a 2-run home run to tie it, a clutch 2-run home run to tie it, we have a chance there with Hector Neris in the 9th, and it's not going to work every time. He's not going to literally go 100% when it comes to save opportunities, so I'm not going to crush him. I'm not going to legitimately kill him for his outing last game. It happens. You put your best guy out there to try and shut the door, and he wasn't able to do it. Where I have a problem is when Gabe Kapler puts Juan Nicasio in that situation and we blow it. I'll live and die with Hector Neris going out there for right now. He is the guy. He is the guy that shuts down the opposing team so far this season. So if it doesn't work, putting out your closer, then it doesn't work. But we put out the right guy to do it, and it is what it is. This Dodgers club is clearly, obviously solid, and they took one from us there late, and it was a little bit of a heartbreak. Let's be real. We had to battle through Kershaw all day long, and we had trouble doing that, and we finally broke free. We finally broke open there when late in the game, Bryce Harper hit that 2-run shot. It sucked, though. It sucked because that was a game where the Phillies could have taken it, and getting that one win there, it just changes how this Sunday is going to be played. But let's talk about that pitching rotation. And what we went with the opener because Zach Eflin ends up going on the IL with a back problem, and that definitely hurt us. Cole Irvin gets brought back up, but we go with the opener, and I'm sorry, I'm just not a fan. Whether you want to say it's new school of baseball and Broder being too old school, I'm not a fan, and this is what we ended up doing. Alvarez for 2 innings, Nicasio went in there. Irvin went in there for 3 2/3, and he's your starter, so he went in there in the middle of the ball game. Vin Velasquez came in for an inning, Dominguez came in for an inning, and then Hector Neris came in. I don't like it. I don't like it. I know our pitching staff right now is all over the place, and it's kind of a joke when it comes to that 4th and 5th spot when you're rotating Pivetta, Cole Irvin, and Vin Velasquez before he went into the bullpen, Jared Eichhoff. I know it's an absolute mess, but I don't like this because the problem is we've seen our bullpen guys get used a lot, and then the next couple games, because they get used heavily in one game, it's not as solid in the next couple games, and that's going to use our bullpen more. And I know, listen, what are your options? Do you try and send Cole Irvin out there from the jump and against this type of lineup for 5, 6, 7 innings? Is that what you try and do, or do you strategically game plan around it? I mean, whatever. It is what it is. I'm not going to cry because we did it one time, but I'm just saying as a whole, I don't like it moving forward as something we actually do over and over and over again. I don't want to see this consistently. That's just not how I want to see this baseball club use the pitching when it comes to the 4th and the 5th man in the rotation. And speaking of that, we have Nick Pivetta on the bump today against Rich Hill for this 4 o'clock game, and that doesn't make me feel any better. I mean, really, and Nick Pivetta doesn't make me feel good whatsoever. So here we are. I mean, it's not the end of the world. We can't sit here and get so emotionally attached to a series in early June here against the Dodgers on the road. It's a good test. It's a good tool to see where we are. But another thing is you got to remember that we're going to be making moves. And Eflin going on the DL, seeing what we had to do last night with the rotation, that's only going to tell Matt Klentak, John Middleton, let's go with that damn pitcher. Let's go get someone. And now I'm on the mindset of Greinke. I want Greinke. Greinke is my number one. Then Madison Bumgarner. Those are the type of guys I want. And you see the Phillies already making moves. Is Jay Bruce essentially? It's not 100,000% confirmed yet, but it is a done deal essentially. And we're picking up Jay Bruce's contract hefty. We're picking up a good portion of it, very, very hefty. But I will say this: for someone who isn't the greatest fit in the world, but what he can provide is someone who can be a utility guy and play when needed and come off the bench for us in pinch hitting opportunities and give us the best chance compared to Nick Williams, Andrew Knapp. I'll take paying a lot of money over giving up a prospect for a player at this point. So you eat the money. You eat the money. In baseball, it doesn't mean as much, and we still have a decent amount until we hit that luxury tax number. And I know that the upper management knows what they're doing when it comes to that. So, listen, it's a test now. It's a test to see where this team is now in June, but you also need to remember that there are going to be additions made to this ball club. There's going to be role players and then pinch hitters and a lot more added to this squad by the time we get to the playoffs. But all around, yeah, I still would love to win a baseball game in this series, and I thought we'd let one slip away. Bryce came up huge. You got to love it. You have some guys right now kind of being quiet. For example, Gene Segura is in a mild slump, and when I say that, he's still hitting .297, which is hilarious. Michael Franco is almost touching that 200 number when it comes to the batting average. He's been struggling. I mean, it's not like the Dodgers are not forcing that, though. Just taking a look over the last couple games, and Clayton Kershaw's on the mound. They're starting some solid pitchers. I want a victory, though. I want a victory. I think that now there is a lot more pressure involved in this afternoon's game at 4 o'clock just because of not winning that game yesterday. But good. Maybe that's good. Maybe that's good to see them feel the pressure. We're 2 games up as of right now on the Atlanta Braves. They're not in the hottest streak right now either, but they're also playing. They played the Nationals. They played the Tigers. When you go to LA, you take it for what it is, but you still want to see this ball club compete. You still want to see them be able to handle a squad like the Dodgers. And we'll see today how they kind of respond. Maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this is a good test, a good battle test to see where they are emotionally as a team, to see where they are mentally as a squad. Can they fight through it? Can they play through this hard time of being down 0-2 in a series and try and salvage this thing? Is that possible? Can they make it happen? Can they fight through it? That's where I'm going to see them do it. And that's where my mindset is watching the game this afternoon. But all around, I want to know your thoughts on this series so far through the first 2 games. I had my buddy's bachelor party over the weekend. That is why I wasn't able to do recaps right after the game like I normally do. But I am now home. It had nothing to do with the late start. Come on, stop. You think late starts are going to stop me from watching the Phillies baseball game? Absolutely not. How about this? Last night, we go out last night of the bachelor party, and we're sitting at the bar. And keep in mind, we're not in the Philadelphia area. So I'm like, I'm not going to be able to catch most of the Phillies game. Bang, the game is on MLB Network, and it's on every TV in the bar. How about it? Nice snag by me. I was very, very pumped about it. So in the comments, I want to know your thoughts so far in the first 2 games. Whether it's the first game where Arrieta was kind of getting, rocked a little bit. If I'm going to rip other pitchers for allowing 4 home runs, Jared Eichhoff allowing home runs, I'm going to get on Jake Arrieta, and he didn't have a good game. 5 innings, that's not good enough. It's so inconsistent with him right now. One game he goes 7, 8 innings. The next game he goes 4 2/3. Then he goes 7 innings. Then he's going 5 innings. He's allowing 4 homers. He's just so inconsistent. You can see his numbers going down over the years. So I really want to attack this starting pitching thing. The more I look at it, the more it scares the hell out of me, and especially with Eflin going on the DL, that's a problem. I also want to hear your thoughts on Jay Bruce. That's big. Hector Neris blowing it in the 9th. Although I'm not going to criticize him to an aggressive degree. I think he's done a great job so far. And this time it just didn't work out. Bryce Harper's 2-run bomb. Looking in at this afternoon's game, I want to hear your thoughts on all of it. it's gonna be a nice game to sit back and relax for me. I'm just defeated as a whole, and I need to relax. You put on a pair of sweatpants, you stay in the cold basement, you kick the feet up, you watch Phillies baseball right into the NBA Finals tonight. I got a nice lineup on my Sunday to kick back, relax, hang out, watch some sports, and then hop on here and talk about it. So it's great. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.